Here we are in the middle of it all at Howl. Thank you, Jane and Ted and everybody else. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is a reading for me, very short. I'm going to do a little bit from both books, and then we'll do signing and hanging out. And then, if you want to stick around, we're going to have a command performance later on tonight that Jane Friedman is going to demand of me. And then I'll come back and, do a few more encore numbers. But we'll start 50 years ago with Life Poem. In 1969, in the Columbia Spectator, there was a little classified ad that said, "Wanted artists to form a self-structuring community," and then the address in Cummington, Massachusetts, in the Berkshires. And I said, boy, I've never seen an ad that I can apply for, but here it is, So I applied for it, and I got accepted, and all of a sudden, you guys know the feeling. Boom, now you're a poet. Somebody's accepted you as a poet. So I went, up until that point, this school, Cummington School for the Arts, had been in existence for over 30 years. It was right across the street from the William Cullen Bryant estate. So you knew it was full of the poem, Anatopsis, Gerontion. No, that was somebody else. Anyway, so I went, and the difference was that in the school you had teachers and students. And in the self-structuring community, everybody was a student, and everybody was a teacher. So you set up your own classes and went to work. This was the 1960s. So, and I said, well, as long as I'm a poet, the thing I better do is write a book. And so I thought, well, why don't you make that book a book-length poem? At the same time that I was writing this, everybody else was doing their own art. Paul Zinkovich, marvelous artist, and just Carol Winchins, the flutist. They're all laid out here in the introduction. But Abbott Meader was the big daddy of this place. Bette McKim started there as a poet. And Abbott was a filmmaker, and he made an 8-minute film of Cummington, which we're now going to watch as I read to you the beginning and ends of Life Poem, okay? Ooh, it went right on. Okay, so that means your cue to start. It starts with a letter. Here we go. March 10th, 1971. Hello. Enclosed is a submission for the 1971 United States Award. This is a book-length poem called Life Poem. There's a slight problem I've noticed here. I'm currently living in New York. This address is written on every page, but I really doubt I'll be here come fall. Hope not. So the SSE has my parents' address, and any correspondence after June should be sent to them. No chance of their leaving Cincinnati. No, sir. So here it is, and I'm going to miss it. Hope you have as much fun reading it as I did in the writing part. Signed, Robert Holman. Through June, 3117 Broadway, apartment 37, New York, New York 10027. After June, 7000 Gamwell Drive, Cincinnati, Ohio. From me and mine to you and yours. Autobiography. Life's a funny place to be. Bob Brown, 1450 to 1950. The clam sits, ruminates, spits, devours, evolves. My head the percolator, my songs the queer brew. Desperate now, I started to write everything that comes into my head. I just lay it out right here as if the lined paper had become some sort of garbage disposal, accepting and grinding everything I can throw out. If this were a giant baseball game, this paper would be Willie Say Hey Mays, great center fielder making deliciously slow basket catches of every ball hit by every batter in either league. This is a 19-year Somebody asked me today why I wasn't writing more. I told them my muse is on vacation to the Riviera to get some sun. Oh, they said, I hope she enjoys it. She will, I said, except she has no breasts. So her bikini doesn't work unless the wind is blowing from behind her so that the cups blossom out like little buttercups. Ooh, I see ghosts, I call up the dead. Ooh, who is it but some leukemia victim gasping right beside me? Some white, tight grip, blooded thing. She is choked with fear and choked with blood, not very good blood. This blood has strange cells, and these cells commit willful murder on themselves. There's a certain throbbing, I can't explain it, a sort of steady death pain, I don't know. I get poetical about it, and really, I just want to get rid of it. It's worse when my eyes bleed. Well, does that happen often? Well, only when the lids make quick contact. You mean like a blink? You mean your eyes bleed every time you blink? Yeah, groovy, huh? Around this place is a thin strip of Austria, the green central figure of the barren plains that led us to the Great War. Yes, the first is always the best, and some Hungarian peasant runs screaming, holding his penis, blood, and intestines, leaving filth path behind him. He yells, I die for you! I die for you! And then he does. To wash, the Igbos ram their clothes through small holes in wicker baskets which scraped the dirt off. Occasionally, a washerwoman will be so lucky as to discover a leftover pearl. Why do we play such games? Can't we realize our bodies? Somebody once taught me to wash behind my ears. Now, years later, I've washed layer after layer of dirt and skin from behind my ears. Soon I'm going to hit the bone. That's good. Then I won't have to wash. I can polish. But sex is different, and our bodies become intrinsically awful things. Oh, to hold you is so sweet, yet you resist. Not even the wild tongs of bath oil and spray deodorants make me less the dirty thing. I confess, I think of your vagina and your little hair hump. And today I shall slick down my old hair and wear a suit of morning sun, visit you with daisy arm, and finally take you to bed. I know your mother never taught you these things, I'll whisper. And then off with my morning sun suit, and with only our body toys, commence to love on the quilt that took your grandmother 12 years to sew. Spring was the melted butter. The elephants would remember India. Bodies loosed like slack plastic, mellow sunball, rays like hair, elbowed the day. Books were begun, and lovers made contact contracts. After dug-in winter, it was slosh out of mud cement footprints. Summer would beat us inside. Now, all at once, I'm crying. I stand on the line where the water breaks off at my ankles. This is foam surf, bringing in black-blue mussels. The seashells are behind, and the ocean is in front, and down my face, the tears, and up my legs, the salt spray, and between all this, somewhere is me. I've become the edge itself. I've become the needle and am pointing. Well, I woke up, and first I saw the water, the seas just outside, and then I felt your hand covering my body, and then I felt the cool pillow, and then the sun began spilling on me. Today I knew was the day I'd go. I don't know, sometimes you have to leave. God damn, you get that Copenhagen feeling. And then you have to leave. Cold shock, leave the fire, set out again. There's the simple way and the complex way, the easy way and the hard way, the good way and the bad way. The ways are all parallel. They've all been charted, and the maps wait at the end. Sit, burn, travel, learn. They've all been done, and even the way out is still a way away. Play with promises, not my style. Live it with you though, wait and see. I'm the one for that. Laughs aplenty and sad, well, there's room for that too. Not even these poems are meant to ply, but to dance to. Just to hold close for a time, then a sigh as the clinch ends, and then just some sort of strange goodbye, hello. Stop, go back, reread. Here, you forgot these, the eyes. They've plopped down here. Put them in the right way, or else watch the inside of your mind. Poems cough and metaphors hide. Do parables describe or disguise? If I wrote in rhymes, would you read easier? If I didn't write at all, would you breathe easier? Do the words get in the way? The smoothie calypso and shuffling in, the lady in white, oh, let her in. The lights lower, open your arms to her, her eyes will open to you, and she'll remake all your mind beauty. Throw out your tears to the lady in white, have her, hold her dear close in on you. Mating season, bad days are gone. Have you discovered yet that this is not a book? Poetry is a stance. Accept it and see. If you close your eyes and see the dancing spots, you will have created art. Should you open them to the world, you will have created life. This life poem jogs along on the tip of your eyelash. Your witness. Thank you. He thanks you. Czesław Miłosz wrote, "The man I used to be no longer embarrasses me." And I'm not sure I'm there yet, but it's something else, ain't it? I don't know. There you go. Thank you. Well, I'm going to read, a couple from. Can we have a little bit of house lights? Is that possible back there, tech crew? Is there such a thing? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. All right. This is The Unspoken. As you can see, the title went through a lot of changes to come up with what it is. And it wasn't so much written as it was non-oralized. And that's what I'm going to take advantage of tonight by oralizing. The first poem I want to read is the breakout poem from the book so far. It's really moving up the charts, and it works really well as a kind of the human microphone that we learned at Occupy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read. The poem is called Every Word. Can I hear that from the audience? Every word. Oh, you're good. Maybe we shouldn't divide it. It's so good. But I think we will divide it up just to be.
You're gonna do a mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Goes from here to over here. Okay, we'll try it again. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
There we go. Okay, here we go. It's called Every Word. Every word.
Every word.
Every word.
In a poem.
In a
that one.
Sorry, Bob.
That was beautiful. No, that's terrific. Okay, poem is on the first page here after the table of contents. So I thought I'd start here and end here. So let's just see what happens. You know, I've always said that there's no such thing as a performance poem. That all poems are performance poems. You know, that, for 40,000 years, poets hadn't thought of writing yet. So it's wild that we now call the poets who still do work in the oral tradition as being the spoken word poets, as opposed to calling the poets the newcomers who write them down in books. Could be called the text poets, and all the rest of the guys could just be the plain old poets. That's what I'd like to be. Not like everybody else, right? Just a plain old poet. And this one's called Performance Poem, and it does begin with an epigraph from the great performance poet Rainer Maria Rilke, from the first elegy. Voices, listen, my heart, as only saints have listened, until the gigantic call lifted them off the ground, yet they kept on, impossibly kneeling, and didn't notice at all. So complete was their listening. He's diving off the front of the stage. Oh my God, you better bring up the house lights a little bit. He can't read it anymore. The audience can't even see him. They don't know what he's doing. Oh my God, he's already moved into the back of the room. I can't believe it myself. And I'm just turning the page. He's still screaming. He's screaming. He's dancing. And he's twirling the microphone that doesn't have a cable anymore. What happened? Oh, should we turn off the mic? I don't know. Should we turn it up? Turn it up. He's running around and he's swirling. And he's still like reading. The book is in his hands, sort of. I mean, the people seem to like it. They're into it. Maybe it's just a part of the act. I don't know. Well, if it's a part of the act, he should have told us. Now he's back in the back of the house again. He's still going strong. This is pretty amazing. You know, I've never seen anything like this. He's running down into the front of the house. He's moving around, and he's still looking at him. He's moving around, and he can't believe it that he's still reading and holding the microphone, and nobody's like tripped him or anything yet. He's reading it, and they're all part of the act, and it's like he's oh my goodness, he's running out of the theater. I can't believe it. Can you hear? He's down the end of the block. He's leaving everybody behind. It's unbelievable. It's okay. It's okay. He's back in the house again. It's okay. Don't worry about it. This is poetry. Oh my goodness. There's no more poetry in this place anymore. No way. Oh, look at that. What's he doing now? Oh, he's got a gun. No, it doesn't. Oh, it's just one of those pop guns. It shouldn't like firecrackers or popcorn or what about the hat? Oh, he's still wearing the hat. Oh, he's dying now. I mean, he's acting like that. He's acting like he's dying. This is it for poetry at Howl. Never again. He's still lying there and the audience is wailing. They're keening. They're keening like at a wake. Oh, I don't think he's really dead, but they're keening. Oh, he's getting back up. See, I told you. It's just a part of the act. It's all part of the end of the world. What am I, the guy's father? I mean, come here. I mean, look at the monitor yourself. He's ditched the mic somewhere. Should I go get the mic? Maybe he's still. Oh, look. Oh my God. What's it called? He's going up. He's levitating. Holy shit. The roof is going up. Music is coming in. The crowd's up out of their chairs, man. This is it. I'm telling you, raising the fucking roof. That's what he's doing. Oh my God, now he's back up on the stage again with all this poetry stuff. It's too bad because he really just never left the stage. It's what his poem was about. just saying everything that he's saying. Through the headset, I can hear him. Well, he's good. Yeah. He's pretty good, all right. But you know, I could write something like that. Anybody could write something like that. That's the unspoken. This is the right poem. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Happy to sign your books for you. And stick around. It's just a party. It's not even a poetry book launch. Just a party.